In this video, we're going to look at ezEML's features for specifying the taxonomic coverage for a data set, including a recently added feature that lets you upload taxonomic coverage using a comma-separated value, that is CSV text file. I'll assume here that you have a basic familiarity with ezEML as an application. As you probably know, that the Ecological Metadata Language, EML, lets you specify geographic, temporal, and taxonomic coverage information for your data set. That is, you can specify where the data was collected, when it was collected, and which taxa are represented in the data. Such coverage information makes your data sets more discoverable by other researchers who can search for data sets based on their geographic, temporal, and or taxonomic coverage, among other things. And in that way, coverage information makes it more likely that your data set will be used and cited by other researchers. So as I said, well, ezEML does support geographic coverage, the bounding coordinates for the various areas that covered by your data set, temporal coverage, time periods covered. But in this video, as I said, we're going to look at taxonomic coverage. So first, how do you add taxa by hand? I clicked add taxonomic coverage. You can put in some general taxonomic coverage text, but that's optional. In this case, I'm just going to put in a specific taxon, and Cincta happens to be a genus. I'm going to go out and look, and I'm going to fill the hierarchy for this taxon by going to a taxonomic authority, and there are three different taxonomic authorities that ezEML currently supports. So I'll use IDIS. Since I'm querying IDIS to get the information about the taxon, I don't have to fill in the taxon rank. We'll get that from IDIS. So I'm good to go here. I'll click fill hierarchy. Now, this takes several seconds because the ezEML is sending queries to IDIS to get all of the information for the entire hierarchy for this genus. And you see that we have ezEML has recognized that it's a genus, and here is the entire taxonomic hierarchy for this particular genus. And associated with each, if there is a common name, the common name is filled in, and there's a link at each level to the information at that taxonomic authority. So for example, if I click this link for the genus, it takes me to a page on IDIS which has all the information for that genus. So that lets me just check that, just do a sanity check to see that it's really finding what I expect it to find. This looks good, so I will say save and continue, and now we have that taxon in our list. Now, it's often the case that you will have you'll have multiple taxa that you want to include. So going through that process, step by step, one taxon at a time, can be somewhat laborious. And it may also be the case that you have multiple data sets that use all or most of the same taxa, and you'd rather not have to go through that process from scratch for each such data set. So for this reason, we've recently added the capability to load taxonomic coverage from a CSV, that is comma-separated value file, a text file. So let's see what that looks like. So I click that button, and notice there's, as is the case throughout the ezEML application, there is a help button. This is really useful here because it tells you in detail what the format and contents of the CSV file need to be. There need to be 3 columns there needs to be a header row with these headers spelled as shown. And then for each taxon, it goes in a separate row in the table. And let me just bring up an example. This is just a silly little example just to demonstrate some things. So I have the first column is the scientific name for the taxon. Mus musculus for the common house mouse. If I wanted general taxonomic coverage text to be entered, I could put that here. It's as we said, that's optional. Ordinarily, taxon rank will be left blank. The only case where you put something in is if you want to indicate to ezEML that to not go query the taxonomic authority and just take what's given here. Now you'll see here that I have a species. I have another one that happens to be a genus. We have mouse is just wrong. That's not a scientific name. So we'll see. I have it in here just to show how ezEML will handle that. Dog is also bogus, but because we've told we have a taxon rank here, we're telling ezEML don't check with the taxonomic authority. So it's actually going to take it as given, but it will give us a warning. So I have it in here just to demonstrate that. So coming back now to ezEML, all this is spelled out here. So I I'll pick that file that we were just looking at, that CSV file. And I'll just go to the IDAS taxonomic authority. I could go to any one of them. If you have, if for some reason you want to, some of your taxa, you want to query one taxonomic authority, and for other taxa, you want to query a different one, then you would just make 2 different CSV files and load them one at a time. All right, so I'm all set here. I'm going to click upload. And this will take 10 or 20 seconds or something, because it goes out for each of these. It goes out and checks the taxonomic authority. In the case of dog, we specified a genus, specified a rank, so it won't actually check for that. But the other ones it will, and it will fill in the hierarchies. And we should get results here shortly. Okay, so it loaded the taxonomic coverage file, and there were it found 2 issues, 2 things that it wanted us to notice. One is that, as we saw in the file, we had a taxon that is not really a scientific name. That's mouse. So it told us that mouse is not found in the authority. And it says, please check that you're using the scientific name. And then for this row, dog, it's just warning us because you specified a taxon rank for it, we did not go check the taxonomic authority. So just as a kind of error check possibility there. So now if we go look at the taxonomic coverage, we see that those various items have been filled in, and for each one, there's the whole hierarchy is there, and we got it all in one bulk operation. So, if you have a large number of taxa, that can take a while, but you can go, do something else while go get coffee or something while it's loading. All right, and and then there's a button here, clear all taxonomic coverage. While you're in the process of specifying and sort of checking and troubleshooting your CSV file, you may, load it and then see a problem, and you want to clear it and reload it after you've changed the file. And just to make it easy then to clear it all, there's a button that clears everything all in one shot. All right, and so that's how you can specify taxonomic coverage in ezEML, and of course all of that information, the hierarchies and so on, will all become part of the metadata file, the EML file that is generated by ezEML for that data set.